Money can buy you almost anything. It can't buy you immortality. That you have to earn. I'm gonna look you in the eyes, and I'm gonna tell you the future. It's an American story, and that's why Americans are gonna love it. People are gonna build you up. God, are they going to? Because when you're great and new, we love you. Man, we'll build you into something that doesn't even exist. You're gonna change the fucking world. But you know what? Once they've built you as high as they possibly can, they're gonna tear you back down. It's the most predictable pattern. We build you into something that doesn't exist, and that means you have to try to be that thing. All day, every day. That's how it works. And we do it again, and again, and again. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're gonna be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. And you'll survive that. A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. Because that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? That will be the defining question of your life. And I think you already know the answer. And that's why we're all here. A shoe is just a shoe. Until somebody steps into it. Then it has meaning. The rest of us just want a chance to touch that greatness. And we need you in these shoes, not so you have meaning in your life, but so that we have meaning in ours. Everyone will be forgotten as soon as our time here is up. Except for you. You're gonna be remembered forever. Because some things are eternal. And your story is gonna make us fight and never give up.
All right, we are off to our usual start of my face not being on the screen. All right, let's see what this is about. Oh, am I on? Oh, there I am. I thought that was going to be a whole big thing. At least I figured it out quick. I'm still trying to figure. I'm like clicking through my settings right now. I'm trying to figure out why that. It doesn't matter if it shuts off again. We'll figure it out. We'll do it live. I feel like I make that reference every stream. There's always something going on. I don't know. My mic's not working. The webcam's not working. We'll try to make it work. I have issues on my when we did my gaming stream, which was Monday, I think. Some issues with my webcam, so I'm just hoping everything's good, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. But yeah, I think we're good now. Should be good. Again, if it shuts off, I'll deal with it. What's going on, Robert? What's going on, Bong Donkey? I always have to reread your name because I don't want to. I feel like I'm about to say something wrong. What's going on, guys? Yeah, so a little bit late, a couple minutes late. Apologize for that. Just had some things going on, and you know, I had to stay at work late. You know, the usual stuff. But man, it is kind of a boring week for politics. I was talking with my brother at work, and I'm just like, because we usually have politics like on the TV in the background. For those who don't know, I work in a small family of business, just my immediate family, and we usually have politics going. I'm like, you know, I think I'm just gonna shut it off. I don't want to hear about the campuses again and the riots and the Hamas retards screaming their head off. It's like every news organization. You flick to whatever channel you want, whatever streamer you want. Doesn't matter. They're all talking about the protests on the colleges. I was like, I don't want to. I'm like thinking like tonight, like, what are you gonna talk about? Because I sure as hell don't want to talk about the GD protest. I don't know. They're starving themselves now, I guess. A lot of them seem like they probably should starve themselves for, intermittent fasting or something. They like brought the fattest girl out to give the speech that we're gonna go on a hunger strike. I'm like, are they doing that? They're setting her up. Like, I think you'll survive a good number of days. But anyways, that's what's happening with the campuses. I don't really want to keep talking about that. What else is there to say? Other than, they kicked out the University of Mississippi, the kid allegedly making monkey noises to some black chick, and they kicked them out. And they're like, we're going to launch a full-fledged investigation. I'm like, I wish they took that same energy for the people saying death to America, death to the Jews. They're going to, that's cool. I mean, whatever, It's free speech. Free speech. But that guy making gorilla noises, I mean, which I think he was just mocking her for being a huge tard. Everyone's calling her Lizzo 2.0. They were taunting. They were all taunting. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Death to America, that's cool. We don't care about that. We're not going to investigate those students. Who cares? That's why it just pisses me off. But we are going to talk about the debate, apparently, that's actually happening. There's always, like, talks about it, like Biden might debate, Trump might debate, but it was never, like, really, concrete. Like, but we have the Biden campaign actually confirmed that they are going to do a debate. The details, we'll get into that in a second. Barron Trump entering politics. Maybe not exactly the way you think, but hey, everybody's got to start somewhere. He's young. Was he 17? And Stormy Daniels is taking a page out of that Bruce Willis movie. She sees dead people. She hears dead people. Talks to them. She's a medium. Did you guys not know? On top of being a whore, she's a medium. We'll get into all that. It's just, we'll get into it. It's. I'm not like being cute with the dead people thing. We'll get into that in a second. It's pretty much all we're going to go over. I know sometimes I squeeze in a reaction video for Cav Reacts. I don't think we're going to have time tonight because I got to get up at the ass crack of dawn for work. We're really busy, which is good. God's been good to us. But that requires me to get up very early, unless I want to work until 8 tomorrow, which I do not. So a little shorter tonight, but we'll still go over some things. And the weekend, tomorrow, Friday, I will be live on my gaming channel, linked in the description below. If you're watching on X, it is at Cav_arcade. It's at Cav_arcade on everything, just to make it easier. We'll probably, I don't know, we'll do Resident Evil 4 or something like that. Go back to that. My throat is killing me, and this seltzer water is not really helping. I might need to take a break in a second, go get some actual water. But Biden campaign confirms he will debate Trump. A spokesperson for Joe Biden confirmed this week that he will be debating President Trump during this year's intense 2024 cycle on ongoing controversy over the debate schedule. During an interview with MSNBC, Biden spokesperson Adriana Elron stated that Biden will absolutely face Trump in 2024. Biden made it very clear he will be debating Trump. He never makes... I hate when they always say Biden makes it clear. Let me be clear. Every time he says, let me be clear, it usually follows with something that's the exact opposite of clear. Biden perhaps inadvertently committed to debating Trump during a conversation with Howard Stern. That's sleazeball. I like how he started out, Howard Stern's being like the edgy kind of shock jock guy, and now he's like some little bitch just hiding in his house. Apparently he hasn't left his house since COVID, or his studio. He says he's terrified. Double mask wearer. Has more vaccines than you could possibly get. He got the extra ones. He's like, yo, vaccine, yo, hit me up with that vaccine. Like, we already gave it to you. Just give me another juice. Juice me up a bit. He became this, like, again, he was always like that edgy kind of comedian. He became just the I don't know how else you say it, the GD pussy. A coward. He said he'd be willing to debate Trump somewhere, but didn't offer specifics. Well, he's not going to say he won't, because then he's going to look like an idiot. President Trump immediately jumped on Biden's comments. Oh, yeah, we'll just watch his response. Trump uploaded a response to the debate. I had it here, didn't I? Here we go.
Dear Joe, now that you've committed to debate on the ratings-challenged Howard Stern show, let's set it up right now. I'm ready to go anywhere that you are. We could do it in D.C., even pinpoint the White House, or in New York when your radical left fascists are finished with the election interference against your political opponent, me, because we're going to win and we're going to win big. In any event, let's get it done. The people of our country deserve to know why you have allowed 15 million people and probably many more than that into our country from prisons and mental institutions, and terrorists are pouring into our country. They're invading our country, and you're letting them do it with your open border policy, and it's a shame what you're doing to the United States of America. You're destroying our beautiful, beautiful nation. Another thing I want to talk about is your policy of electric cars, where you want everybody to be mandated electric
I got to get
cars
this in here.
in the very near future, and at least 50% in the next 5 years. Those cars don't go far. They're very expensive, and they'll all be made in China. And I hope you're listening, United Auto Workers, because your union head is destroying you.
They will be. They are
in
be.
China. We're not going to have any jobs in Michigan unless I'm elected. And if I'm elected, you're going to have more auto jobs than you have had for 25 years. We're going to start building cars again in Michigan and other states. But you're allowing also energy prices to skyrocket, our economy to crash, and inflation to reach levels that we have never seen before. It's called the Biden inflation tax, and it's a 50% tax that you've imposed on our people in just 3 short years.
House rates are going up again, too.
Maybe you have a reason for this, and you'll have a chance to talk about it. But let's get to the debate right now. The American people have the right to know. Anytime, anywhere, any place. Let's go, Joe. Let's debate.
Love it. He's ready. I mean, they're going to freaking jack that SOB up with everything they can. Get a B vitamin shot. He's going to probably get some help from Hunter, if you know what I mean. They're going to do everything that they can to get him jacked up on that stage. But he's like, because everyone's like, oh, who'll get demolished. But Joe Biden's just going to repeat the same things that he did in 2020. That's not true. Like, literally anything that Trump said, anything. That's not true. That's not true. There were some things during the last election, during the debate, because we only got 2 of them, where I wish Trump pushed a little bit more. Because he never had any rebuttal, Joe Biden. It was just, that's not true. It's like, no, it is, Joe, and here's why. But, of course, Trump is debating the moderator as well. I mean, go back and watch those clips. If you forgot how bad it was, I just seen them the other day on YouTube. It's a lot worse than I remember, with Chris Wallace going at it with Trump. More than half the debate, wasted him going at it with Chris Wallace. And the amount of times that Chris Wallace saved Biden. Anytime Trump brought something up, Chris Wallace would be, oh, well, that's not relevant, really. No. And even Trump said at some point, he's like, I guess I'm debating you too. Like, Trump did pretty well considering he had to debate 2 people. So, and it really depends on who the moderator is. The Republicans always give in to, and that's one thing I never understood. Why are the debates always hosted by leftists? They might throw some kind of rhino host in there, like, oh my God, what's that dude's name from Hugh Hewitt? Someone like that, who's brags about having friends on the left. I would only hear his show a little bit, because sometimes I would have Dennis Prager on or something like that. And his show would come on after or before it, I forget. Always bragging about his friends on CNN. Oh, Jake Tapper, a good guy. Yeah, he's a great guy, great guy. But you know what I mean. They're always going to have that kind of middle of the road rhino type guy debating, or leftist. It's never like if anything, they should have, our campaign, like the RNC pick someone, the NC pick someone, and if you want to maybe throw like a independent or middle of the road type person in there. The ultimate setting would be something like a Joe Rogan type, but they would never do it. I don't even know if Trump's campaign would agree to do it, but where they can just talk, you know what I mean? Like not interrupted every 5 seconds by moderator. Excuse me. That's what I'd like to see. But unfortunately, the Republicans are weak, and they're going to, mark my words, they're going to agree to probably NBC, I would imagine. If they do another one, who knows how many they'll even do. I got a feeling that they're only going to do one. But they'll probably do NBC, probably CNN. You might see it on Fox News, but Fox News is becoming just as bad as any other network. So the point being is I'm not super thrilled for the debates. I don't really care if they happen or not. I really don't think there's going to be anybody making up their mind over the debate. I think everybody and their mother has made up their mind on these two candidates. There's a handful. There's some people for sure, but I just don't see the debate swinging hard either way. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I mean, it's there for the entertainment factor. People are going to love that. I think that was his only... I thought he had a second response video, but I guess not. No. Or what's this? Hold on. I don't think this is a response to the debate.
Absentee voting, early voting, and election day voting. Absentee voting, early voting, and election day voting are all good options. Republicans must make a plan, register, and vote. We've got to get crooked Joe Biden out of office. We've got to elect Republicans, and we're going to do it. We're going to have the greatest victory in the history of our country. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Well, we hope so. We hope people go out and vote. We have a lot of stubborn people in our party. That's why the Democrats always win. The Democrats don't care if they have a freaking brain-dead candidate who needs a computer just to speak. They don't give a damn. They're like, is he a Democrat? Get him through. We will push that son of a bitch through. And that's why Democrats are so hard to beat, because they don't give a damn who the candidate is. They're like, who's the nominee? All right, it's this Fetterman guy. He can hardly speak, and he's a computer to talk. Who cares? Well, everybody get out and go vote for him. Whereas Republicans, which is it's a good and bad thing, because it's good because we're not cheap. We don't just blindly follow somebody because they have an R next to their name. But also at the same time, we'll end up losing because, a lot of Republicans get stubborn and be like, hey, this guy might be good, but I disagree with something he said. And it's like, just get out and vote. They say this every election, but this very well may be the most important election we've ever had. Just had another J6er commit suicide. This is I've lost count on the number. The only candidate running, who is now our nominee, promising to pardon them, was Trump. A huge reason to. Can't be tunnel vision voters, can't be single issue voters. I know people didn't like Trump's comment about the FBI building, which is already paid. It's going to be built either way, whether we like it or not. And Trump just gave an opinion on where he thought it be built. It's like, he's a bad candidate. I didn't agree with it. There's no human being in existence that you're going to agree with 100% of the time. They don't exist. Unless Jesus Christ decides to come down and run for president, you're not going to have a perfect candidate. There's going to be something that you don't see eye to eye on. I have loved ones who I would die for that I don't see eye to eye on with certain politics. You're never going to agree with someone 100%. Overall, Trump was the best president, one of the best presidents we've ever seen in this country, maybe the best. Do I agree with everything he did in the first term? No, but It's Trump versus Biden. I see a lot of people on Twitter fighting and a lot of infighting and all this stuff. I don't really care about the drama stuff. There's so many people get caught up in, is Shapiro going to debate Candace? And who gives a shit? I like Israel. Well, I don't. Okay, what? That was a waste of time. When we could be getting votes for Trump, fighting for other America First candidates running. Couldn't give a rat's ass what Candace Owens or Ben Shapiro, whether they like each other or not. It's meaningless to me. It's irrelevant. I do care about how I just spent over $60 filling up my gas tank. It's the highest it's been in a while. I'm seeing it go, because usually it's around, like, at least lately, been around 55. I'm like seeing going up, and I'm like, holy shit, that thing's not stopping. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to break 60. I'm like, I broke 60. There we go. FJB. I'm concerned with the grocery bills we have. I bought like literally nothing the other day. Like when the lady said $200, I wanted to vomit. I'm like, $200? I'm like, I got a handful of things. I didn't even eat like anything last weekend just to save money because I didn't really buy anything to cook, and I wasn't like, well, I'm not going to get takeout because it's expensive. So I just ate what I had in my fridge, which was cheese sticks and had a bag of almonds. Which, to be fair, I do need to lose a little bit of weight, so it wasn't like the worst thing, but still, things are expensive. I'm not worried about this Twitter drama and Crowder cussing at his wife or whatever it was. Who cares? Yeah, they're talking like, there's some kind of like, I don't know, thing with the Andrew Tate and Ben Shapiro, and see people in the comments like, well, you owe us a debate with Canada. What do you mean they owe you a debate, you weirdo? What are you, a 15-year-old girl? That drama shit. It's weird. Who cares? Let's get Trump elected. Let's get other America First candidates elected. I'm so sick of the hearing about Ukraine and Israel. It's like, what's dominating the U.S. headlines right now, left and right, are other countries. I feel like we don't even talk about our own. This guy's going off on Ukraine. This guy's going off on... Where's America? Why is nobody talking about America? You can care about other people and pray and do what you will, sure, but you got to take care of your own first. $3.89 gallon in Harrisburg. Whew. I think when I went the other day, I'm trying to think of the peak. It might have been around $3.89, like $3.81 to be exact, $3.82 around me. Dude, soda's gotten insane, which I guess is, I mean, for me, it's a good thing because, like I said, I gained a little bit. I'm trying to lose weight. So I buy it a lot less now just because it's expensive. This is why I've been buying this bubbly stuff. One, because it's cheap, and two, that it, on kind of a diet, but it's expensive. It's like what, like $8 for just like a small thing of soda. But see, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about like the prices of things. I'm worried about these illegal immigrants pouring over the border, taking American jobs, effing up our economy. The homeless people. I don't live in an area where there's a lot of homeless people. And I'm sitting at a red light, and it made me jump because I didn't even see him freaking with his cup, begging for money. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, no. I didn't roll down my window. I'm just like, no. Dirty homeless people in my area. I went to see I guess it was like a year ago now, they re-released Spider-Man No Way Home. Great movie. One of the only good things going for MCU. And they re-released it, extended edition. I went and saw it. I had the theater myself. It was freaking awesome. It's good and bad, because it's good for me because no one ever goes to the theater anymore. So if I go there, it's just like boom, no one's there. But sad, because how long can these theaters really last? You know, it might be an end of an era soon. I don't know how they're going to keep it going. But anyways, theater to myself, awesome. I would say about halfway through the movie, some homeless guy walks in, and I can't even explain the stench to you. I wanted to just. Like, if I stayed there any longer, I'm really trying not to exaggerate, I probably would have vomited. Again, I don't even know how to describe the smell. It was awful. And I know you could tell it was a homeless guy. He smelled dirty clothes. He walked in with a trash bag and a box. I don't know what the hell the box was for, or the bag, by the way, but I knew something was going on because I saw security, because I was sitting way at the top, and I see security all the way down there. Point being, what the hell's happening in our country? Got homeless people coming into where I live. Illegal immigrants all over the place. Grocery prices skyrocketing. Gas prices skyrocketing. Well, Trump this and Trump that. Things were better under Trump. Well, I don't like that Trump. Gas prices were cheaper under Trump. But the one time that Trump said grocery bills are cheaper under Trump. Like, you can keep whining and bitching about maybe a comment or two that Trump said that you don't like, but it doesn't change the fact that for people like me, everyday Americans, you know, all these like commentators and news organizations and politicians always talk about the average American. That's kind of one of the main reasons I made my channel, because I don't like people speaking for me. The average American doesn't want this. The average American's pissed. Like, don't speak for me. Even people that I normally agree with, I'm like, don't put words in my mouth. Don't speak for me. I'm like, maybe I should just speak for me, you know? That's why I made this channel. But for people like me, things were better under Trump. Our small family-owned business was better under Trump. I don't hear, well, that wasn't really Trump. You know, it's like anything that's bad is going on. It's like, well, it's not Biden's fault. He's been president just about a full term now. Whose fault is it? Under Trump, everything was his fault. Everything. Didn't matter what it was. Some kid down the street got a sore throat. It was Trump's fault somehow. She should have, done something with the schools. But under Biden, it's not his fault. Unless something good happens, like you get a spike in the stock market, it's like, hey, look at Biden's policies. It's like, yeah, but when they dropped, you said it wasn't because of Biden. It was just like under Trump that pissed me off. It was like whenever the stock market was skyrocketing, it was because of stuff Obama did. And then when it dipped, it was because of something Trump did. And then if it skyrocketed again, it went back to Obama. I mean, you can't keep going back and forth. You got to make up your mind here. Under Joe Biden's presidency, according to the Democrats, he doesn't actually do anything. And we know the truth of that, but crime's getting worse. That's not his fault. Gas prices are going up. That's not his fault. Which, by the way, speaking of gas prices, let me see if I can see this. Chuck Schumer. Crap. Gas price. Aha! Here it is.
Atera is the IT painkiller.
Why am I seeing ads? Oh, I'm on my other account.
Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticket.
So, under Biden, gas prices have been horrible. They dropped a little bit halfway through his presidency because he was draining our oil reserves, which is meant for, emergencies and pandemics and all that. But he artificially lowered the price. When the price skyrockets, it's not his fault. That's what let's say. He doesn't control gas prices. The president doesn't control gas prices. A big whiff of popcorn or something. Sounds good. I buy Pennsylvania Dutch Birch beer, $9 for hog. $9? Yeeks. All right. Here we go. I just to store this in your memory, screen cap this. This is Schumer during Trump's presidency.
Summer driving season is upon us. We've just celebrated the Memorial Day weekend.
I hate his voice.
And one of the things drivers look to when they're planning their vacations, their travel, is what are gas prices. Unfortunately, gas prices are going up and up and up. The average in New York State, in New York City and Long Island, is now $3.12, higher than $3. That's really high. And some stations are as high as this one, $4.15. Obviously, it's in Manhattan.
Dude, I kill for $3.12 right now.
Prices are going through the roof. That is one way that motorists really get hurt. If prices stay as high as they are, this summer the average motorist will pay $200-300 more out of their pockets than they would have otherwise.
I take $3.12 right about now.
Really bad for average families that are trying to make ends meet.
Average families.
And so there are many things that can be done to keep gas prices down. But one of the most important is raising the mileage standards. I remember back in 1973, my first car was a Plymouth Duster. It was a great car. It had the slant.
It always has to have some big
engine,
story.
Which was one of the great American engines. But it only got 6 miles a gallon.
Oh, this is an 8-minute video? Okay, I thought it was a lot shorter. All right, we'll give it a couple more seconds.
But now, with the price the way it is, the better mileage the motorist gets, the better everyone does.
There's an 8-minute video. I'll link it on my Twitter so you can watch the rest of it. I didn't know it was such a freaking long video. But, yeah, maybe 3 minutes in, 4 minutes in, he's blaming Trump for everything. Just goes on a Trump rant. Gas prices are horrible. Yeah, he's been silent on gas prices currently. He's complaining on what, $3.12 average? Bro, even in cheap areas. Like, I'm not from California where it's usually at the peak. And even I'm about to break $4. Not a word, not a peep. Was he back then? It was Trump's fault. The comments are actually pretty great. Yeah, I'll link this on my Twitter. Or X, whatever you want to call it. I don't really have a say. I know some people are really passionate about still calling it Twitter, and some people are the other way around. I kind of go back and forth. There's times I say X, and there's sometimes I say Twitter. But that's what we're up against right now. It's going to be we think it's bad right now with Trump in court and all that. It's going to get so much worse. We haven't seen anything yet. We'll go over this real fast. I won't really get into it too much because I want to get to the other stuff. FBI confirms it's restarting online censorship ahead of 2024 election. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. They kind of toned it down a bit. Like, there is some stuff you could say about election fraud and all that. You know, they changed their policies a bit on YouTube. Crowder did a whole special about it. They loosened up on a few things, but there's always an angle. It's never just, you know, free speech, yay, for YouTube and I was about to say Twitter, but now this is different. We got Elon now, so I guess you can talk a little bit about election fraud and what have you. But we knew it was going to happen. If you guys don't know, I've received 7 hard strikes on my YouTube. I'm not exaggerating when I say, you got X now too. I was just about to say Rumble's the only place, but I say go over, follow my Rumble. Especially with this story, who knows what's going to happen. I'm not a Tim Pool. I'm not going to censor every little tiny thing and then freaking cut the stream if I accidentally say something, you know. Like Michael Scott says, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. It's like HBO at night. But we'll see what happens. Will I get my 8th hard strike? Will I be banned this election season? I don't know. The closest I got was I had 2 hard strikes and, 3 strikes you're out, but they expire every 90 days. It might have been like 7 days after my 2nd strike expired, I got another strike. got close to being permanently banned, and every time I tried to apply for monetization because I met the requirements, the requirements are a lot lower now. YouTube lowered a lot of them to try to compete with Rumble and Kick and all that. I met the requirements, sent the application in, and then they gave me a strike. And they're like, we can't approve your application. You have a strike on your channel. Waited till that strike expired. Literally waited 90 days till it expired. I applied again. Got another strike. We can't approve your application. So I just said, I don't, whatever then. I just cancel. I won't be ever monetized on YouTube. I don't want to go through the hassle of it. I don't care. I just thought, hey, I met the requirements. Let me send the application in. Why not? But I'm just like, whatever, YouTube. F you. Keep your money. You're stupid. Yeah, it's a very, very long-ass article, but in so many words, the FBI is, cracking down on speech they're talking with social media platforms. I don't know how that's going to go over with people like X and Truth and Getter and all that, but they're going to be talking with big tech platforms. Restarted discussions, as they say here. Restarted discussions with big tech platform. They're going to be obviously on Facebook. You still can't say like anything on Facebook. It's going to get even worse. YouTube's going to be cracking down big time. But people got to remember, like, it's just going to be the same as 2020 all over again. We have advantages now. It's specifically on, we can get the election integrity and all that in a second, but even as far as free speech is concerned, we didn't have Twitter before. It was under communist rule. We have Elon now. We have X. It's easier. Let's just say X because, we had Twitter before. Now we have X. We didn't have Truth Social before. We didn't have Getter before. We didn't have Rumble before. Not really. Not on the scale that it's on now. We didn't have all these. There was literally no way to speak about the election fraud or vaccines or all these touchy subjects. There was no way to talk about it. It was like YouTube, and that was it. And if you spoke it on YouTube, you got banned. But now we have other outlets. And that scares them. There's already crazy things going on with the Rumble. Other countries are already talking about taking it down somehow. They got, they're investigating Elon now. I won't have time to get into that story tonight because we're not going too late tonight. But they're investigating Elon or Tesla technically for whatever. They don't even care. Do we got any reason to investigate him any at all? I could look into this. Like, all right, that's good enough. Why? Because he allows free speech. But hate speech isn't okay. Even some Republicans, hate speech isn't allowed. So yes, it is. Hate speech is absolute. First of all, hate speech isn't a thing. It's too subjective. There are people that watch like Tropic Thunder, where Robert Downey Jr. did blackface. Some people find it hilarious, like myself. Other people find it hateful. It's like, why does that one person get to define what hate speech is? It's too subjective. There's really no thing as hate speech. They're like, we're going to crack down on hate speech. It's illegal to be anti-Semitic. It's like, no, it's not. It's not racist for me to be anti-Semitic. It's not racist for me to shout the N-word. There's no crime. Unless I'm inciting violence, but that's where, they start bending the rules a little bit. Like, well, if you're using this language, it kind of would inflict fine. No, either I'm inciting violence or I'm not. This is what we're up against, and this is why you gotta help the fighters in any way we can. But go back to my point being, just in case you guys don't see me on YouTube anymore, just in case, give me a follow over on X and Rumble. I'm at Patriotic_Cav on everything. And then my gaming account's all linked in there too. But who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. You'll probably see some bigger YouTubers get taken down. I'm really surprised Crowder's still on there. I'm making a prediction. I think his account's finally going to be permanently banned. How long can they keep it up? I mean, YouTube's like right on them. They're on their ass like every stream. But some good things. We have Judge Cannon to unseal the documents to Mar-a-Lago. See what's really going on there. We already saw that the FBI fabricated the evidence. The famous picture where they're laying out all the classified documents Trump had. They found out that the classified images were just paper clipped on there right before the photo. I think I shared that on my X. I forget who wrote it. It might have been Julie Kelly or one of those guys. Did a really good in-depth review of it. FBI lying. They never do that, right? The FBI doesn't lie and fabricate evidence. Why would the feds do that? The FBI, CIA? They don't make things up. Preparing to unseal motions filed by Trump related to the Mar-a-Lago raid. I read that like a retard. And Obama judge Barry Lee Howell's unlawful order that beats Trump's attorney-client privilege. Yeah, blah 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 blah. They're gonna unseal the documents so we can get the goods. We can see exactly what they did, which should be a lot easier now, considering that we know what we know about the FBI. James O'Keefe revealing all that info from the CIA, how they kept information from Trump, and they would. I mean, they're all colluding. Don't tell Trump this. I mean, is that not treason? They go after people like Flynn and some of these other people because they maybe got the date wrong when they're being interviewed by the FBI. Unlawful interview, by the way. You get a date wrong, go to jail, get fined. They flat out commit treason and nothing happens. Which is why I'm just so sick of Republicans. They had the House for how long now? They've done nothing and they're about to lose it. And they're going to lose it before the election. Someone's going to quit. One of the rhinos. That's why they go, Johnson might get kicked out. They might get something. Like, who cares? Why does it matter? And then what? They get another rhino in there, does the same exact thing, maybe worse. I guess the only good thing, in my opinion, would be to get a Democrat in there as speaker, and then come election time, blame everything on them. Now Biden's withholding aid to Israel. Yeah, exactly, yeah. He's withholding aid. I'm not going to give aid. Isn't that the thing they impeached Trump on? Literally what I said when I read it. I'm like, what? This is not real. This stuff just makes you so pissed off. If Republicans are smart, they would push that. And so far, all the Republicans have done was send our money to other countries and try to ban TikTok. I'm like, really? With all the shit going on in our country, you made a priority to ban TikTok. Why? If you're gonna ban TikTok, ban Facebook. They're just as bad, if not worse. Oh well, Zuckerberg only sold his sold information to the U.S. government, not the Chinese government. That's worse in my opinion. I would rather China have my information than the U.S. government. There's nobody I trust less than the U.S. government. U.S. government, just for no reason at all, for me posting a meme, can come knocking on my door in a few minutes. China's government's not going to do that. I think there are bigger concerns for TikTok. And Facebook wants that. Everyone's like, no, it's not a competitor thing. Of course it's a competitor thing. TikTok goes away. Facebook is going to soar. Instagram's going to soar. Specifically the Reels and the YouTube Shorts. That's their main competitor. Their main competitor is TikTok, and it's not even like it's a close competition. TikTok's dominating them in views. Of course they want them taken out. If I had a TikTok equivalent like Facebook does, that would be the best thing that could happen to me. TikTok not in the race anymore. Not that I think we should be sending anyone any money, but still, yeah. Like Israel needed our money. Do they really need it? I don't think they're really doing that bad. I think they'll be fine. We're not. We're in debt. We have millions of illegals coming across the border. Gateway Pundit just published a story saying they just caught a bunch of Chinese spies coming over. We have people from literally all over the world coming into our border. We don't know who they are. They have literally millions of quote-unquote gotaways, as in they're in our country. We just don't know where the hell they are. We don't know who they are, where the hell they are. Are they terrorists? We don't know. They got away. They're in our country somewhere now. Look at all the crime that's being committed by illegals. And when it happens in democratic cities, like you just had that group of illegals, and that's the thing, you got to stop saying migrants and stop saying immigrants. You got to own the language. It's illegals. We're fine with illegal immigrants coming over. I have people who are very close to me who came from other countries. We welcome that. Get in on the American dream. Do it the right way, like my friends did. We have a problem with illegals, because they keep trying to get Trump and Republicans on that. They want to kick out immigrants. Are you a brown person? Trump's coming after you. It's like, what? And people believe that. Leftists on Twitter believe that. I see them comment all the time on, like, I have this buddy of mine from Puerto Rico. Good dude. Runs his mouth like crazy on Twitter. Gets comments all the time. You're voting for Trump. You're brown. He's like, yeah, but I'm a legal immigrant, you idiot. There's the difference. But they want to own the language. They want to take away women's health care. What? Name any scenario where like we're saying in the late term we got not. Oh, speaking of abortion, hang on before I get on that rant. RFK comes out as for abortion until birth. For my conservative Christian friends that are thinking about RFK, because I know there are a good amount of you. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy declared his support for full-term abortions, also known as abortions until birth, during an interview with Sage Steele. They have the clip here.
But so in other words, keeping it as is, with Roe versus Wade having been overturned and leaving it up to the states to determine if and when a woman can have an abortion?
No, I wouldn't leave it to the states.
You wouldn't, right?
No, I would.
You would say completely. It's up to the woman.
My belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have government involved.
Even if it's full term.
Even if it's full term.
Okay, and I think
full term. Why not after birth? Why stop there? Because there's a lot of people, and we know some of their names, some bigger commentators, say, why aren't we thinking about RFK, guys? Us conservatives, why not? And some of these people that are pushing RFK, some of their biggest issues with Trump is because Trump said, I'm going to leave abortion to the states. It's funny when Republicans want to federalize it. It's like the whole point to get that overturned was so it's not federalized, so we keep it out of the government. I go, okay, yeah, but now we want it back into the government. That's going to backfire. When we have a turn of power, which whether Trump wins this election or not, we'll eventually have a turn of power. Democrats are going to abuse it. anytime the Republicans think they have a good reason of doing something, it always backfires. It's always used as a weapon against them. Look at the Patriot Act, Homeland Security, all this stuff. Hunting down J6ers. Republicans are always duped. They're always outplayed. But I'm sure that's oh yeah, I'm sure it's unrelated. How much time we got here? Are approaching. Is it 11 already? All right. I might not have time to get this or that. Not enough time to get this. Not time to get that. All right. To break up the seriousness real quick, I saw this clip on Instagram earlier today. It's freaking hilarious. I gotta play this.
Wake them up, or what's your job?
Oh, there we go.
Nick, what do you do for a living now? You work for the Biden administration. Is your job to wake them up, or what's your job? There's a war!
They probably do have somebody to do
Okay,
that.
what do you do for the Biden administration? What a shit show of a job you have. I can't believe you admitted that in front of all these people. You have the freedom to lie. You could have said you were a hooker and I would have been proud of you. What do you do?
I travel to southern states.
He had some balls for admitting that.
You go to the South and try to sell them on Biden? You're fucking retarded. What the fuck? What are you talking about? That's your fucking job? Is to go, hey, listen, I know you guys like Trump, but Biden, I mean... Wow. Are you ready to be unemployed, or what's your vibe? Nick, what do you do for a living now? You
That's pretty
work
good.
for the Biden...
They probably do have somebody to specifically just to wake him up. Because, like, look, we don't know what's going to happen in the middle of the night. Or what. We need somebody to go there and give him a good shake. Get some of that snow from Hunter. Pop it in. If he's got to do a press conference in the middle of the night, he's got to go. Which I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, that's going to be so much work. I'm sure they just have his wife, like, do that. Like, oh, God, look, something happened. You know, Israel, whatever it is. Get your husband up. Change his diaper first. Let's get him in front of a camera. But they want to debate. Biden's team wants to debate. All right, do I have this other clip to go? I might not have it. Give me a second. I'm all mixed up on my side. What the flip? All right, so I'm not going to have time to go through a lot of this stuff. I was going to go through some of the more pop culture stuff. Disney's bombing. Do we really need to know that? 4 out of the 5 worst films of 2023 in terms of net loss have been Disney. Not surprising. They announced that the new X-Men movie is going to be focused on the female characters and unknown characters, or not well-known characters. I guess they're not learning their lesson with the woke and all that. They're just doubling and tripling down. Disney also announced that they're not going to be focusing so much on...
Fortunately.
On new IPs, and they're going to focus more on sequels. And they're going to focus on more of 3 Marvel movies a year, 2 TV shows max. I don't think the quantity was the issue with the Marvel movies. All right, here we go. So apparently Stormy Daniels, the whore, the slut, the whore, is she can see dead people apparently. Has conversations with them. Holy God! You guys got to take a look at this character on the right. What is that? Is that I can't even tell. I guess that's a woman, maybe? Damn, who did that hair? I feel like they just kind of did it as a prank. Let's just see like if we can get away with this and do a serious news interview. They're not going to let them debate. Yeah, I think they'll come up with an excuse last minute. It sounds good, right?
On the fact that Stormy Daniels now claims that she is a medium and that she communicates with dead people and has participated in a TV series about the paranormal where she explores things, including the fact that at one point an ex-boyfriend of hers was inhabited by spirits. She was mocking Stormy Daniels. She wants the jury to think Stormy Daniels is a liar and she is crazy. And she also wants the jurors to judge her for her occupation. And Stormy Daniels gave no ground on that. As Sue just said, she might be an exotic dancer, an adult film actor, but she was very clear when Susan Necklace used the phrase selling yourself to describe what Stormy Daniels was doing on a tour where she was making appearances at clubs. Stormy Daniels set her straight. I was not selling myself. I was dancing. The implication always was, I am not a sex worker, and I don't have a sign around my neck that says consent given freely to everyone at any time. Right. She was a woman who seemed pretty self-possessed, in control.
No, she was a whore who got banged in front of the camera and stripped and, was a whore for money.
Control of her own body. And
I love how when these, these porn stars and these OnlyFans people are like, well, I'm not a sex worker. I'm not sleazy at all. I'm not, this is art. This is an art form. I wasn't just, anybody can just look at me. What do you mean not anybody? You're a stripper. People look at you. That's what they do. They always try to make it sound classy. I'm not just some kind of sex worker. They're calling it the nuts and sluts defense. This is crazy. And apparently even CNN, I'm trying to find the clip here. Maybe I didn't save it. If I can find it, I'll upload it on my Twitter tonight. Of even CNN questioning her motives and everything. Apparently she had scripted jokes, Stormy Daniels, like wrote out jokes and was trying to make people laugh. And they said even CNN was saying it was just not going over well. It was cringy. She admitted to being the aggressor. Stormy Daniels, I'm significantly more crazy now. Oh, I bet she is. Admits being a sexual aggressor with Trump. Told story to make some money. Well, of course. I mean, anybody in that scenario is trying to make money. I mean, it's Trump. See an opportunity. Stormy Daniels, the porn star actress, at the center of the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's prosecution against former President Trump. Blah, blah, blah. Lengthy biograph, sketch published in New York Sun. In her own words, Daniels contradicts her recollection of the events surrounding her alleged affair with former President Trump. She plays up fictitious threats and carefully assumes the role of someone who faced grave injustice despite no crime ever being committed against her. That was the craziest thing. There's no crime. The National Polls has pulled some of the more relevant passages that shed important light on the motivations and dubious credibility of Stormy Daniels. I'm significantly more crazy. In a 2023 interview shortly after Trump was charged with falsifying business records to cover up alleged hush money, famous Daniels just days before the 2016 election, the porn actress acknowledged that her mental health had declined, and I'm significantly more crazier now than I was before. There's always some kind of mental issue with these women going after Trump. We talk about, E. Jean Carroll. She is batshit crazy. She's probably the craziest of them all. Trying to find that. I gotta get my clips more organized. Not Hillary Clinton. Not that. There we go.
I think
this crazy lady.
Most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
It's not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Like, we're taking her word for it. She also named her dogs after private parts and tits and vagina. She called her dog vagina. That's my favorite clip of Trump. She talks about, like, painting the rocks in her yard because they looked weird, so she wanted them to be a different color. She painted the trees. She has a house she's living with mice. She says, "Oh, it's just normal. They like to play in there." She's crazy. She's a batshit crazy person. E. Jean Carroll comes out and says, "Hey, Trump raped me. Do you have any proof? Do you have any evidence?" "No, I don't at all." "Okay, Trump, you're guilty." That's literally the extent of it. And the jury's like, "Well, we found that he didn't rape her, but he did sexually assault her." It's like, how did you come to that conclusion? You believed her story just enough for sexual misconduct, but not for rape. Either you believed her or you didn't. Well, you half believed her story? It's like they knew they had to get him on something. They didn't want to just overplay their hand. But these women are mentally effed in the head. E. Jean Carroll is absolutely batshit crazy. And I'm sorry to say, she's a hideous woman. Who the hell would touch her? Nobody. Trump could get anybody he wants. Anyone. Any cell from now. That's literally the extent of it. "Oh, he raped me. Do you have any proof?" "No." "Do you have any witnesses?" "No." "Security tapes?" "No." "Was anybody else around that could, help you out with your story?" "No." All right, good enough for me. Trump's guilty. That's literally what it was. And then Trump said she's crazy, and then she sued him for defamation. For what, $91 million? Are you kidding me? You are crazy. This is what we're talking about with the injustice system. But in the end, I think Trump's going to, beat this shit, and we're going to get through it. But we need to unify and stop bitching about, I don't like this candidate that much, and we're kicking out people like George Santos, and so much infighting with Republicans, whether it's the politicians or the commentators or whoever. I'm like, we got to get our shit together. So many people are like, I don't like Trump's comment on this. I think he was a good president overall, but I don't like this one little thing, so I'm not going to vote for him. It's like, what? It's either Biden or it's Trump this election. That is it. And you can choose to have this wannabe dictator, Biden, in office, go after more of his political opponent. You think it's bad now. We ain't seen nothing yet. Like I said, another January 6er commit suicide. A lot of these January 6ers, they're expanding their search now. So a lot of these January 6ers, they didn't even go into the Capitol. And even the ones that did, the overwhelming vast majority were not violent. There was a handful that were. I would like, before I fully condemn them, I would like to know how many were feds. The majority of them, you can see them on security tape, they went in there to use the bathroom. They used the bathroom and then they left. Yeah, that one J6er doing what, 3 years now? Maybe 3 or 4 years because he went and used the bathroom and then he left. That was it. They're going, we're expanding our search. What? To the people selling Trump T-shirts outside? They're going to go after anyone that said anything about January. They don't even care if they're there or not. Trump's the only one that's going to pardon them. I don't know how you can't have it hard for them. We actually read up on what they're going through. Not just arrested, by the way. They're in solitary confinement. They get thrown into what they call the hole. No lights, no sound. That's torture. That's absolute torture. And they've been there for years without their family. Crazy stories of their lawyers trying to screw them over. It's evil what's going on. You have the border wide open, millions pouring in, economy's doing horrible, gas prices skyrocketing, grocery prices, nobody can buy a house. Well, I don't like this one tweet that he said, grow up. No human being in existence that you're going to agree with 100% of the time. You got to play the cards you're dealt. It's part about being an adult. You're not always going to get exactly what you want in life. That's what it is. You got to play the hand that you're dealt. Well, I hate Biden, but I don't love Trump. Just hold your nose in and vote for the son of a bitch. I don't care. Just get there. Get to the polls. Vote how you will. I'll do it in person day one. But if you're like, hey, look, I can't make it. I got a business trip. I got a whatever. Think of absentee. Think of, whatever you got to do, your options. And we'll see. We got more at play here. We have the RNC under Laura Trump now, investing a lot in election integrity. Scott Pressler on it. Charlie Kirk's team, which is having a massive, pretty much training sessions, training people to ballot chase, to ballot harvest. We have more outlets to speak now. We have Rumble, we have X, we have Truth, we have Getter. There are things in our favor. There's a lot of people that are whining, like, it's just going to be the same. Forget it. I'm going to stay home. I'm not going to vote. Who cares? Give up. Conservatives that think like that are just piss me off. It's like, well, then leave our country then. Same thing for the, people that are burning our flag and the mosque protest. It's like, then get out. They're just going to steal it again. Why vote? It's going to be stolen again. Then shut up. Shut your goddamn mouth. Delete your accounts. Don't speak about anything that's going on in this country ever again then. You don't have a right to complain if you're going to sit there and bitch and not go vote. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to help out with election integrity. I'm not going to sign up for these collections. There's a lot of people, not just Charlie Kirk, tons of people in different states training people, ballot harvesting, ballot watching, poll watchers, get out to vote, door knockers. There's a lot you could be doing. Or helping the fighters. I always like that quote from Prager. He said there's 3 types of good people: the fighters, those who help the fighters, those who do nothing. You're like, hey, well, I don't have the time or the resources to get into that. Well, then help them out somehow. Do something. Don't, at the very least, just go vote. And we'll see. I'm not saying they're not going to steal it again. I'm just saying we can't just do nothing. We have people working on the ground. We have a heavy, heavy ground game. And things are looking a lot better this election. So it's not all lost. There's hope. Just got to keep your head up. We'll see what happens. Running a little bit low on time. I do got to wake up early tomorrow. I'll have another stream next week, Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. This weekend, we'll be over on my gaming channel. Just get a little break from politics. I need a break from everybody needs a break from politics every once in a while. So we'll do a little bit of gaming over there. It's linked in the description below, no matter where you're watching. If you're watching on X, it's on my pinned tweet, @Cav_arcade on everything. So we'll be doing that over probably on Rumble. Usually on the weekends I do Rumble only. We'll see if we do like X or whatnot. But yeah, we'll be doing that, and then I'll be streaming next Thursday. I might be doing a new stream with a buddy of mine, and we'll figure out a new date for that. We might do Tuesdays or something. We'll see what happens. I think it'll be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to, just get going. I am back finally. It's my second stream back, so I'm going to be kicking it out a little bit more. If you guys want to support the channel, consider smashing that like button, that subscribe button, follow button, whatever you got to do. Like, follow me on Twitter. All that's free. Takes a quick second if you want to help out. If you're like, yeah, I'm not ready to subscribe just yet, I don't know about you, maybe check out my other videos, or stay tuned. I'm going to have stuff out over the weekend. Stop by next stream, next Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Maybe I'll get you to change your mind then, but it goes a long way to like and subscribe, and I do appreciate you guys for doing that. I would recommend head over to Rumble if you're not there already, because I don't know what's going to happen with the FBI cracking down now on censorship. Who knows what's going to happen to my channel? 7 hard strikes already. I don't know what these commie bastards are going to do. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to keep fighting. We keep doing what I can. And, yeah, it's been fun. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Shout out Mods. Robert, appreciate you. And we'll be back next weekend. If you guys want to hang out on the weekend, I'll see you over my gaming channel. Peace out, guys. God bless.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.